Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Dembele and Arda Güler. Now, yes, I know that a lot of things did come out very disappointing regarding the future of Arda Güler. Arda Güler will not be a Barcelona player. He has chosen Real Madrid, and we are going to go into greater depth on just my opinion regarding this whole operation, because I do have a few things to say. But before we go into that, I do want to speak about Dembele first, because when you're asking what is the future of Dembele, is Dembele going to be leaving? And to make it very simple, he will not be leaving. Yes, there is a release clause of 50 million euros this summer, but the agent is not planning on using that release clause. He's not going to be offering that 50 million euro release clause to any clubs out there in Europe. Yes, there are clubs that are interested in Dembele, but the agent wants to work with Barcelona and Barcelona only. And for Barcelona, the exact same too. They want to keep Dembele. He is in the plans of Xavi Hernandez for the following season. He is a main starter. He is one of the protagonists of this squad. So there is full, I would say, fulfillment coming from all parties. But here's the thing though. There is a club out there that is very interested in Dembele, and I feel like they will go all out on Dembele if things don't go out their way with Kylian Mbappe. And yes, it is true, it is PSG. PSG is the team that is interested in Dembele, and it says here, according to multiple sources, that Dembele is the priority of PSG management in Doha if Kylian Mbappe does leave. It has also been said that Luis Enrique highly values Dembele, and PSG are willing to pay his release clause, which is, again, like I have referenced, 50 million euros. Now, if you guys do not know what is going on at PSG, Luis Enrique is the new coach of the club. It's a very strange, I would say, hiring for PSG. And I also never expected for Luis Enrique to even choose PSG. It's very strange because this is a man that has came from Barcelona. He is the man that has delivered the 6-1 result at the Camp Nou that led towards Barcelona going past PSG after PSG put 4 goals in the first leg. So I'm like, really? Like, this is the man that you guys appointed? Luis Enrique, the man that took you out in a very embarrassing way? So it's funny how football does work. And I do see Luis Enrique being very, I would say, enthusiastic about this team because he knows that he can get his hands very dirty. When I mean by very dirty, I mean like he can pick and choose whatever player he wants in Europe, and PSG can do the work for him because they have a lot of resources, a lot of funds. They can do a lot of things. Luis Enrique has said that he wants to play a very attacking type of football at PSG, right? To always attack and attack and attack. And that is why they're eyeing someone like Dembele, because Dembele is all about attacking, attacking, and attacking. We have seen that with Barcelona in the previous season. Now, you may wonder that probably the reason why Luis Enrique wants Dembele is because he has worked with him before, and that is not true. When Luis Enrique did leave Barcelona, Dembele came into the picture, and then he was finally coached by Ernesto Valverde. So they have never worked together, but I assume that Luis Enrique does very much like Dembele, and he thinks that he can build a squad around Neymar, who he has worked with, and Dembele, who can play on the right wing. So we have Neymar on the left, Dembele on the right. So I can see why the coach and PSG would really like this signing, but like I've said, I just don't think that Barcelona will be letting him go. I think that the future of this team does revolve around Dembele, and also with players like Vitor and Lamine Yamal. And it says here, according to Roger Torreo, that Dembele's agent Moussa Sissoko informed Barcelona last week that he will not use his 50 million euro release clause until the 31st. He is committed to Barcelona and wants to continue, so no need to worry. Yes, it does seem very ideal for the French side to sign Dembele, and it makes a lot of sense for this player because I know that he's probably going to be earning more. The agent is going to be receiving much more commissions, but it's just not going to happen. I just don't see it happening at all. And so now I do want to speak about Arda Güler, and like I've said, he is going to Real Madrid. It says here that the deal of Arda Güler to Real Madrid cost a total of 50 million euros without including the player's salary. His father's commission is 15 million euros. And so you can see that Güler and the people surrounding Güler were not willing to wait for Barcelona. And the only reason why Real Madrid have won is because they have offered more, way more than what Barcelona were offering in terms of the salary, the fee for the player, and everything all around. And so here are going to be the things that I do really want to talk about. Just because Arda Güler is joining Real Madrid, it does not make me like say that Güler is a bad player. I'm not going to be saying that. I'm not going to be saying that just because he rejected FC Barcelona. I still believe, right? And I want to make this very clear that Arda Güler is a great player, a phenomenal player. I think that he has a high ceiling. He will be one of the best players in the world in about 5, 6, 7 years. And I'm excited to see what he can do in top European football. So I'm a big fan of this player, regardless whether he joined Real Madrid or not. But, right, I do have a big but. The fact that this player has also debated between Barcelona and Real Madrid, because at one point in the past 48 to 72 hours, the fact that he had 2 offers on the table that did regard Barcelona and Real Madrid, and he debated on both offers, makes me very happy now knowing that he is choosing Real Madrid. Because the fact that you have debated about joining FC Barcelona, then we never really wanted you in the first place, just like Johan Cruyff always said. And I know that this is a meme around Twitter and that this is seen as like a way of Barcelona fans saying that they are butthurt or whatever, but you guys can say whatever you guys want. I'm always going to stick by that statement by Johan Cruyff. He has always said that if a player has second thoughts about joining Barcelona, then we do not need you, because it's very true. You know, like when Barcelona came into the picture first with their first offer, there was a point where Barcelona was the only option for Guled on the table, like at one point, and he could have easily joined Barcelona. He could have waited for Barcelona, but he waited and he waited and he waited until Real Madrid came and he joined Real Madrid. And the reason why we don't want players that do have second thoughts, it is because of this. When Barcelona are going through difficult moments through the season, we want our players to be inspired by that. And what do I mean? It basically means this: if the player is having difficulty with the club and they know that the Barcelona is not doing well, we want them to be even more hungrier. If a player is there that does not really love Barcelona or the badge and they go through difficult moments, they're going to be saying, like I never really wanted to be here in the first place. It's not working out. Who cares what happens to this club? You know, I never really liked this club in the end. So if they do bad, it's not my problem. I'll just leave by the end of this season, right? That is how players do feel when they don't fully love FC Barcelona. They just give up so easily. And that's bad for this club. It's bad for the squad. But when we do have players who really love Barcelona, who do everything and would die for this badge, when Barcelona goes through difficult moments through this season, we push even harder. Players like Gavi are great examples. Players like Pedri are also great examples. Araujo, Ter Stegen, all of these players are great examples. And Arda Güler was not going to be one of those players. And here's the thing that really does confuse me the most. I honestly still think that Arda Güler is a Barcelona type of player. He's not, I would say, a Real Madrid type of player, which is why it's so confusing. I don't know what the player is thinking, because when we talk about Real Madrid and the players that they have in the midfield, because Güler will be in the midfield, they have Camavinga, Tchouaméni, they have Bellingham, you still have Cruz and Modric still in there, Valverde. All of those players are very capable to start in Real Madrid's midfield. So I don't know why Güler would say, yes, I do want to move to Real Madrid because I believe I'll get more minutes. It's really hard to see that through. And also the style of football that Real Madrid play, they play much more direct compared to Barcelona. Güler is not a player that plays very, very direct. Real Madrid rely on midfielders that are very much more athletic and direct and powerful in their runs. Güler, again, is not like that, which is why I do question, why would he go to a club like Real Madrid when he can go to Barcelona, where his style really does suit Barcelona? This is one of the reasons why we never really saw a player like Odegaard never really prosper at Real Madrid. Yes, he had okay moments at Real Madrid, but when he went to Arsenal, a team that really does in a way resemble Barcelona, now he's been astonishing. Now he's playing amazing because of the type of football that Arsenal plays. So a lot of this really does remind me about Odegaard's time at Real Madrid. It was okay, but it wasn't extraordinary. And I feel like in the future, it's going to be very tough for Güler to find a spot at Real Madrid. I do assume that's what's probably going to happen in about 2 or 3 years, and then eventually everyone's going to be saying, this is a player that does not really prosper at Real Madrid, like he's doing okay, but we'd rather just rely on Tchouaméni, Bellingham, Camavinga, and Valverde. And another thing that doesn't really inspire me about this move between Güler and Real Madrid, right, is knowing that Real Madrid came into Güler's circle in the very last minutes. Like Real Madrid were not serious about signing Güler until Barcelona came in. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but like Real Madrid, even for example, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Florentino Perez said to the media that Real Madrid are not going to be signing any more players after signing Joselu, who is the replacement of Benzema in the striker position. And now 2 or 3 weeks later, Real Madrid are now in the transfer market again, trying to sign Güler immediately after Barcelona sparked their interest. So I'm like, is the reason why you're trying to get into this operation only because you just hate to see Barcelona sign these youngsters and that's basically it? Like, I don't understand that. Like, does Florentino Perez still feel that type of damage that he felt back in 2004 or in 2003 when Real Madrid had the chance to sign Ronaldinho, but then Barcelona came into the picture, they signed him. Real Madrid at that time did not care. They let it play through, and then look at what Ronaldinho did for Barcelona and how he shamed Real Madrid throughout those seasons. Maybe Florentino Perez is still thinking about those moments and he's saying, oh, look, there's talent right there. He's a great talent. Barcelona want him. Let's try and make that not happen, and let's just get into the picture and sign this player only for the sake of Güler not prospering at Barcelona. And this is what I also do mean by Real Madrid not really having a sporting project. They just sign players based off who Barcelona is interested in, or who Bayern Munich is interested in, or who Liverpool is interested in. Like Real Madrid are literally like, okay, we'll sign whoever is the top talents in the world, and if they're being linked to one of the top clubs in the world, we'll try and get into the picture and sign them, regardless if they fit our team or not. And so it's very confusing. And that's going to be my thoughts about this whole thing. Again, I want to congratulate Arda Güler for his move. I know that he's very excited to move from Turkey all the way to Spain. Again, I'm still a huge fan of the player, but it's confusing because Güler is much more of a Barcelona player than a Real Madrid player. And I'm going to be ending it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.